Hello, in today's video I'll show you the top 20 keyboard shortcuts on macOS 27. As you can see, I have written them down, but first let's look at the keyboard to know which signs mean what, because some of them are signs. So the first of our sign is shown right here. It is the command sign. It's on the keyboard marked with this icon. It's on both sides of the space. If you have a Windows keyboard plugged in, then the Windows logo typically, but not always, will act as the command sign. Then there's the Option with this sign. There's Control with this one. Option is like Alt on Windows. Control is, it doesn't function like Control on Windows, but if you have a Windows keyboard plugged in, then the Control button on the keyboard will work. But the command does the functions of what Control on Windows does. Then on both sides you have Shift keys, which have the arrow pointing upwards, but not with that line underneath, because that line underneath is actually caps lock. So now you can see there's a command sign, there's option sign, there's control sign on the list, and there's also the shift sign on the list. So let's begin with the most basic ones, which are Cmd+C and Cmd+V. These are copying and pasting. You probably know them, but it's worth repeating that. Once I select a portion of text or an image or a file or anything I can copy and click on Cmd+C, then I can later paste it somewhere. Let's click on Cmd+V and it will paste it exactly how it was written. Then let's move on to Command Tab. That lets you switch between apps. When I click on Command Tab and continue holding Command after lifting the tab, you'll see I have Finder selected right now. So if I release the Command button, now I switch to Finder. You can see at the very top of my screen, it says Finder right now. So I'm operating within Finder. Then if I click on, oh, I didn't write that here. Let's do 21 keyboard shortcuts then. Command N, it opens a new window of the app that is currently active. The app that is currently active is the one that's name is displayed in the top left corner of the screen. So as you can see, I can use now Command Tab to switch to a different app like Notes. If I click on Command Tab, keeping the command still, but just keep clicking on Tab multiple times while the command is pressed down and not lifted, I can select which app to open, and I can, for example, open Calendar. Then you can see I don't have any open window of Calendar, but Calendar is an app that is currently open because it's indicated by the dot displayed under its icon on the dock. Now I can click on Command N to open a new, sorry, it didn't. It didn't do it, did it? No, it didn't. Okay, that is interesting. Let's see then why. Oh, yeah, for some reason it didn't open it, so I would need to open a window. But once the window is open, as you can see right now, I can now click on Command Tab to switch maybe to Finder, switch to Notes, and then I can switch to Calendar. So sometimes Command N will open a window and sometimes not. Now I'll resize it here back to the normal state. And now let's talk about the Command Q and Command W. Command W will close a selected window. So this window is now active. When I click on Command W, it will close that window. If I open a browser or any app other than Finder and click on Command Q, it will quit that app, so the dot will not be displayed under the app anymore. Now, my favorite shortcut of all time is Command Space. When I click on Command and Space on my keyboard, it opens Spotlight Search. Now, I can search for apps, for example. To open one, I'll quit it. I can also convert things, like let's do 100 meters. It converts it to feet, but let's do to yards. And it tells me how much it is in yards. 2 mile, it also tells me that. I can also convert currencies, temperature, whatever else. Let's do, yeah. So this is how it works. You can also use it to search something on the web. And many, many other things. Now, after the command space, let's talk about option Command V, which lets you move files. This is a common thing that people moving from Windows to macOS are often unhappy about, that that they can't click on Control X to cut files in Finder to move them. And you can actually move them. You simply need to select a file, then click on Option Command V. Sorry, that didn't work. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot. You need to copy a file by clicking on Control C. So I'll get to where the file actually is. So I have this file right here in Documents. I'll click on Command C. Then let's go to Downloads, for example, and paste it here, but with the Option key. So Command Option V. I should be able to do it. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong keys. Now it's pasted here, but it should disappear from my documents. And it did. And it did. So that is basically what you can do. I think it's pretty useful. It doesn't make a duplicate. It just moves the file. So it deletes the file from old location and puts it in a new location. Because if you did Command C and Command V, then you would have two files in the previous location and in the new location. Now the next the next shortcut is for locking your screen. On Windows, it's Windows and L, and you may be used to it. If you'd like to quickly lock your screen, so you have to enter the password again, you can click on Control, Command, and Q. So let's do it. And as you can see, it locks my screen and it requires me to enter the password. Now, the next thing is going to be Command Z, and it's for undoing some action. It can be any kind of action that you like. Can be copying files, it can be renaming something, entering some text in a text document or a note, can be literally anything. If you would like to undo something, you can click on Command Z, and you can see I clicked on it and I undid the moving, so now the file is back in my documents. But if you sometimes you may want to undo several actions at the same time, let's say 5, one by one, and you went too far with the Control Z and want to revert, that's what the next shortcut is for. Command, Shift, and Z. If I click Command, Shift, Z, it redoes the action that I undid. Now, there are 3 very similar shortcuts, Shift, Command, and a number like 3, 4, or 5. Number 3 will take a screenshot. So Shift, Command 3, or Command, Shift 3, and it takes a screenshot. Then it saves it on my desktop. When I click on Command Shift 4, I can actually select a portion of the screen that I would like to screenshot. You can also click on Command Shift 4 and then after releasing, hit on space and then hover over a window that you would like to screenshot. Now only that window was screenshotted, which is also pretty nice. And now the last option is going to be Command-Shift-5, and that displays this overlay, which lets you capture entire screen, and then you need to click on Capture. You can also select Capture Selected Window, select the window and click. Capture selected portion of the screen. You can also record the entire screen, record selected window, or record selected portion. And for these things, you can, for recording, you can, for example, adjust where it'll be saved. You can set a timer. You can adjust some settings, enable microphone or disable it, show mouse clicks and stuff like that. And for screenshots, you can actually make it save the screenshots to, for example, your clipboard instead of the desktop. So you can paste it later with Command-V. So yeah, I'll take that screenshot. It's now in my clipboard. So I could, for example, go to the note or to some messages with someone and paste it with Command-V. As you can see, it is there. I'll remove it now. What else can you do? There's quite a few other things, of course. Now, what is interesting, you can view your clipboard now. I think it's a very new option on Mac, that when you click on Command Space and then click on Command 4, you'll see your clipboard, which will have the memory of everything copied in like some certain amount of time. And you can see I can find the file that I copied. I can find the screenshot. I can also find the text that I was copying, because I was copying the symbols that I was putting here when I was getting the list ready. Now, the next thing is Command A. That is for selecting all, and it can select all text, it can select all files, or all whatever you are selecting. If I go to the desktop, you can see I have 3 screenshots now, and when I click on Command A, it'll select all of them. If I go to the text, I can click on Command A to select the whole text. Then, Command and Comma. Command and Comma opens settings of an application you currently have active. So you can see I'm in Notes settings now. If I position on Finder and click on Command Comma, it opens Finder settings, which is also pretty useful to quickly access the settings to tweak something. Now, these two shortcuts, Control plus arrow and Control plus number, are for controlling your desktops, which on a MacBook you can use 3 fingers to slide up to open mission control, and slide right or left with 3 fingers on the touchpad in order to do it. But you can also do it with keyboard. I'll show you how in a moment. First, let's create another desktop. So you can see now I can, with sliding with 3 fingers, I can switch between desktops. On this one, maybe I'll open App Store. You can see I can have different apps open on each one. Then let's let's maybe open an app that I'll put it on full screen. So I'll click on the green button. And now you can see I have this window, which, well, it resized again. I have this desktop, and this desktop. And I can switch between them with 3 fingers or with keyboard by clicking on Control and right or left arrow. Then you can also click on Control and App arrow to go to Mission Control to see all open windows in your certain desktop. When you click on Control down arrow, it will exit that mode, the mission control mode. And when you click on Control down arrow again, it will open App Exposé. App Exposé shows only all the windows, but only the windows for the app that is currently active. So the one that is shown on the top of your screen, the name of it. So if I now focus on, let's maybe do Finder, that is going to be interesting. If I open, because it's easiest to open multiple windows for Finder, you know. Oh, I can, of course, open a new window with Command N. So let's open quite a few windows. And now, let's say you're working on something, you've changed your desktop, and then you changed whatever else, and your Finder is active. So it's displayed on the bar at the well, in full screen it won't be. So let's go here. If I click on Control down arrow, it will put Finder in App Exposé, so it will show me all windows for that app only. But if I go to Mission Control by clicking on Control App arrow, it will open the Mission Control, which means it will display all the windows to all the apps on that desktop I'm currently on. So that is the thing. Now I'll close these windows. I'll just resize it again because something is happening there. I'll click on Command V to close the windows. You can see how comfortable it is that way. Then let's go to Command S. Command S is very simple. It's just saving the file, the edited files. So if I, for example, open a Word document, I can click on Command S to save it. And if it's not yet been saved, it will ask you for the location. But if you're saving a file that already exists, that you've modified, it will just save it, and that's it. Then Command P is for printing. I can, for example, open the notes, select Command P, and it will open the print page. And that's super easy to print that way. And the last one is Control Command Space. That opens emojis. So you can type in emojis very easily into a message. You can also search for an emoji. And if I enter smiley, it shows smiley faces. So that is basically it. And these are all the shortcuts that I wanted to show you today. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.